Hello everybody, it's Starraptor here, and today I'm going to be talking about the Destiny 2 gameplay reveal. So, right off the bat, in the live stream they showed us cinematic number 2, and they are putting their money where their mouth is as far as story. And they really show you this great kind of landscape of different characters, of what's going on in the world since Destiny 1, so I really enjoyed that. Then they immediately went into talking about the gameplay. And what I really liked is, for those of you that play Destiny 1, you guys have a lot of loot, and unfortunately we got the announcement a couple months back that your loot won't transfer to Destiny 2. But they had this great in-universe kind of explanation of why that might be, and there's this new force that's coming to take over Earth, and they destroy trying to get to the Traveler, and they destroyed the tower, and that's where everybody's like loot storage systems were. So they kind of explain that and how everybody loses the light, so your light levels. That's why you have to start all over again. I thought that was really cool how they just kind of tied in what is going on, and it kind of eases, I guess, the people their hatred of that whole of that whole decision. I know I would be pissed if I spent, hundreds of hours and my guy couldn't transfer over to a sequel. Um, but however, I think they're stressing cinematics too much, and they've said this a number of times during the live stream about how, oh, they're really pushing for those cinematics. There's more than ever in this game. But I'm thinking to myself, our cinematics are really what is best for a game. They kind of sideline you from the experience. I think what they should be concentrating more on is kind of implementing this kind of flow of in-game cinematics while you're playing, like story while you're playing. Don't just take players out of the experience, especially for a game like this where you're, it's pretty much an MMO, so you're going to be constantly doing quests. I think they showed a little bit of that in the first playthrough of the first mission, which I really liked how they had that one NPC character, the blue guy in the cinematics. Again, I haven't played Destiny in years, so I don't know any of these characters really, so just bear with me because I'm a noob when it comes to this game. So that was really cool. I think this is definitely feeling, though, more like an expansion than an actual full-fledged game. The reason why I say that is, I mean, there's no new classes, there's not any new species. I guess I'm kind of spoiled by World of Warcraft because their expansions are just so large, and comparing Destiny 2 to like a World of Warcraft Legion, there just doesn't seem like enough of advancement. They're kind of, going over on stuff about, oh, how they removed orbit so people can just kind of teleport to different locations. Like, is that really a step like in the right direction that they have to announce? Like, that seems to me like they're catering more towards the players of the current Destiny. While it's a good thing, I just don't think, as a player that has played the game, or people that have not even, played the first game, I don't know how they're going to be that interested in playing this game, because quite honestly, everything kind of looks the same to me. Yes, we have like three new abilities where a guy can get a shield, another guy can jump up in the air with these super abilities and throw swords and stuff, and another person has its really cool staff. But I would have liked to see like more of a deep dive into, maybe different kind of classes, way more than what they have. But yeah, there's PvP. They didn't really talk about too much about PvP other than it was like a four-member kind of squad. So yeah, just all in all, I feel like the fundamental gameplay, it just hasn't really changed too much. But going more into the social side of things, that's where I think that they really, hit the message home, that they are taking, seriously all the people's comments about, because that was the thing that I always was like, okay, so they have these awesome raids, but it seems like you really have to go out of your way to really find a group, to find people to kind of help you along. And while they feel like, there shouldn't be a toxic community of, a lot of these pugs, these pickup groups, they have implemented something called clans, which is essentially guilds, and they're going to have progression for awards and whatnot. So I think that's going to be something really good. And if you're not even in a guild, they are promoting something which I really like the idea of, called guided games, which is going to allow you to, if you like to play solo a lot and you want to try out one of the raids, it'll allow you to basically just enter one of these pre-existing groups. And it goes the same with if you are in a clan, and let's say you have 5 people, you're missing that one last person. well, you can get one of these guided games people to come in and fill that slot. So I think it's a great way to kind of get people to be involved more and not have to go out on, websites. I thought that was a dumb idea, taking people to come out of the game to go on the computer and find different groups. And they did, I think, mention that all the raids, or most of the raids from Destiny 1, will traverse into Destiny 2. So, for instance, like all those PC players out, because this will be on PC, they're going to get a chance to play a lot of that group content that they unfortunately missed out on the first game. Something else I want to talk about is the really cool kind of partnership with, Activision, Blizzard, Bungie, and it's just really awesome that Destiny 2 is going to be on Battle.net. It's going to be the first game not developed by Blizzard to be on their platform. So it's almost like, kind of like Battle.net is almost stepping up against Steam in a way. Well, obviously Steam has like every game known to man, but now Blizzard's saying, hey, we can start making steps in the right direction, or in that direction, to kind of expand our library of, our partnerships and whatnot. Something that I found that they completely, didn't mention at all was the end game. So, I mean, that was probably the point that made me stop playing the game, was just the end game. And I played Destiny 1 on Xbox 360, and I got through the whole game, and, well, the light system was terrible because even though I was a PvE player, it had made me go into PvP matches in order to get the best loot possible. I think they should kind of listen and see what World of Warcraft does, where they have their own separate entities. If you like the PvE, you do the PvE content to get those rewards. If you like PvP, you're over here doing these PvP content kind of stuff to get those rewards. You should never have anything mixed like that. So I hope that, this a couple months before this game comes out, that they really think hard about what they're doing with the end game, because that is what makes or breaks a game like this. Because the player experience going through the campaigns might last, like, who knows, 20 hours, but the majority of hours spent playing these types of games are in the end game. So it's got to be able to take hold of you. Yes, they have introduced things like sectors and adventures, or something where you're going to actually be able to find loot, a la like Legion, where they have you going around and find treasure and stuff like that. So that's good. But speaking on that note as well, I would have really liked, this is kind of my pipe dream with Destiny 2, which is why I already let myself up for disappointment, is some kind of implementation of a flight squad-based combat game. Because even in watching some of this gameplay, they showed like a lot of these ships flying around doing combat. Like, yeah, and I seen in one of these little picture, or one of the in parts of the video, there were still the orbiting ships that you can like have as going from place to place. So please let that be playable. I mean, yes, the game's a couple months out. Maybe they're gonna hold that announcement for like Gamescom later this summer or something. So overall, I enjoyed the live stream presentation. I think they did a fantastic job with really, hitting home their strong messages of social play, of an interactive story in the campaign. And, they kind of tease some stuff like the raids and whatnot. This game is still early. I mean, there's a couple months before it comes out. It's coming out on September 8th. But I want to know what you guys thought of the gameplay reveal of Destiny 2. Are you playing Destiny 1 right now? Did you stop playing Destiny 1? Let's talk about it in that comment section below. If you're looking for video game content, you can look no further, because my channel has plenty of it, so please subscribe so you don't miss any future content. I'm StarRaptor, thank you for watching, and bye-bye. So, did you like the video? Then make sure you rate it a thumbs up, and if you did that, go over there, hit that StarRaptor head so you subscribe to my channel. Doing so will keep you up to speed on all of my latest content. Speaking of which, you can see a couple of my recent uploads down below. I'm also on social media, so what are you waiting for? Let's start nerding out.